My beloved child, he has been whispering your name through the wind, echoing it through the morning light, stirring your spirit gently while you sleep, and still, every time he reaches, you pull back. Not because you don't love him, but because life has made you numb, tired, guarded. You've been walking through days with a silent ache in your soul, pretending you're fine when heaven knows you're carrying more than you speak. But even in your silence, God has not stopped choosing you. He has not stopped coming near. In fact, he has never been closer to your heart than he is right now. You keep skipping the moments he sets aside just for you, distracted by the world, disconnected from your own breath, but still, he keeps reaching. Why? Because the love he has for you isn't human. It's holy. It's relentless. It's eternal. And now, as the heavens lean over the edge of eternity, something is stirring, something unexpected, something sacred. God is not disappointed in you. He is heartbroken for you. He sees how the world made you question your worth, how people you trusted distorted the meaning of love, how circumstances convinced you that maybe he was far away. But today, he is pulling back the veil. He is letting you feel the pulse of his presence again. Not in loud miracles, but in quiet mercy. Not in thunder, but in tenderness. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to perform for it. You only have to receive it. Right now. Before the moment slips. Before your heart closes again. There are only 10 minutes left in this divine window, not as a countdown of fear, but a countdown of favor. Something unexpected is approaching your life. A shift. A divine turn. A surprise you couldn't plan and wouldn't believe if he told you in full. But it can only find you where your heart is open. That's why this message was sent to you now, not earlier, not later. Now. Because your soul has been crying out even when your lips have stayed silent. Because your spirit has been begging for release even when your face wore a calm disguise. Because God knows the moment you're in, and he's not letting you go without reminding you, I'm still here. I still want you. I still have more for you. Every time you felt invisible, he was watching. Every time you felt forgotten, he was counting the hairs on your head. Every time you said, God, do you still see me? He whispered, I never looked away. You've skipped his nudges before, not out of rebellion, but out of exhaustion. And he understood. But today is different. Today, the heavens have paused for you. Today, the angels are holding their breath. Because if your heart says yes, just for a moment, everything can change. The pain you've been carrying can lift. The clarity you've been praying for can arrive. The breakthrough you've been dreaming of can manifest, not because you chased it, but because you finally received the one who's been chasing you. God isn't angry at you. He's aching to be close. You haven't disappointed him beyond repair. You've simply disconnected from the sound of his love. And this message, this holy whisper through time, is your invitation to come back, not to religion, but to relationship. Not to pressure, but to peace. Not to guilt, but to grace. And if you let your soul lean into this moment, if you stop skipping what was designed to restore you, you'll hear him saying one thing, over and over again, I miss you. Come back. Let me love you again. There's a silence in your soul that you've grown used to. A numbness that's settled in like fog. You've learned to move forward with the ache, to smile when your heart is trembling, to keep showing up even when something in you is slipping away. And yet, God has not stopped standing by the door. Do you feel that small stirring inside you right now? That's not coincidence. That's not imagination. That's the Father, knocking again. Not with fire this time, but with a quiet breath that says, my child, please don't skip me again. I came back for you, again. He doesn't care how long it's been. He doesn't care how far you've drifted. His voice is still soft when he speaks your name. And do you know what he says when he calls you? Not disappointment. Not failure. Not lost cause. No. He says. Mine. Because that's who you are. Even in your silence. Even in your struggle. Even when you skipped every moment of divine connection he tried to offer. Still, you are his. And today, he's reaching once more, not because he's weak, but because his love is stronger than your distance. And he refuses to stop knocking just because you haven't answered. He remembers who you were before the world dimmed your fire. He remembers the soft wonder in your eyes, the way you once believed anything was possible, the way you used to speak to him without shame. He misses that version of you, but not because you're broken now. He just misses being close. He knows what you're carrying. He knows what made your heart close like a door slammed too many times. And he's not here to scold you. He's here to sit with you. To be what no one else has been, constant, quiet, faithful. God isn't showing up now to ask you to be perfect. He's showing up to remind you that you're still chosen. He's still calling you. Still assigning favor over your life. Still hiding blessings in places you haven't stepped into yet. He's saying, there are people you haven't met, places you haven't reached, things you haven't created, because I'm still writing through you. And the only reason you're seeing this now is because time is opening. A sacred moment is passing over you. There are 10 minutes left in this divine window of realignment, and he doesn't want you to miss it again. You didn't survive everything just to stay numb. You didn't make it this far just to sit in the silence of spiritual hunger. You're here, reading these words. Because he saw you pulling away and still chose to pull you close. Even now, there are angels moving things in the background. There are divine threads being woven through your timeline. You may not feel it, but heaven is rearranging something for your good. But for the next part to unfold, your heart must unlock again. Your hands must open. Your faith must lift, even if it's just a whisper. And if you think God is distant, remember, he doesn't measure your devotion by your church attendance or how loud you worship. He measures it by how many times you let him back in. And this right here, is one of those times. He's saying, please don't scroll away. Please don't skip this moment. I've waited so long to remind you of who you really are. You're not late. You're not lost. You're just being called home. And it doesn't require a long prayer. It just requires a yes. He's standing by the edge of your soul, ready to pour peace into every dry place. And if you'll just pause, if you'll just open your heart again, if you'll say, God, I'm listening, then something unexpected will break open. A restoration you didn't see coming. A joy you forgot how to feel. A clarity that suddenly makes all the confusion make sense. He's not reaching for you to punish you. He's reaching because he misses you. And even now, with all you've seen, all you've carried, all you've tried to silence, his arms are open. Wide. He is not counting how many times you walked away. He is counting the moments you paused and looked up. The times your soul trembled but still whispered his name. The moments you were about to give up but chose to keep breathing. You think God wants your perfection, but all he's ever wanted is your presence. The world taught you to hide your flaws, to carry guilt like a second skin. But he's not asking for your polished version. He's reaching for your real one. The one who's tired, the one who's unsure, the one who still wonders if they're worthy of being loved after all they've been through. That's the one he misses. That's the one he's calling home. You've skipped so many sacred nudges because life didn't make space for your softness. But God is different. He doesn't demand your energy, he restores it. He doesn't criticize your weakness, he redeems it. He doesn't walk away when you hesitate, he waits. And waits. And waits. Not because he needs you to move faster, but because he loves you too much to force you. Every time you turned away, he stayed. Every time you got distracted, he stayed. Every time you doubted, he stayed. And even now when you're standing in the space between hope and hesitation, he is here. Fully. Completely. Without resentment. Without shame. There is something sacred about this moment. It is not random that you are here, reading this, feeling the warmth rise up in your chest, blinking back the emotion you weren't ready for. That is the presence of God drawing near. Not for judgment. Not for correction. But for connection. Because this is not a warning. It's an invitation. To come back to the place where your soul breathes freely. Where you don't have to act strong. Where you don't have to prove anything. Where you're simply loved. Without edits. Without shame. Without earning it. God has been writing to you through dreams you've forgotten, through songs that made your heart ache, through people who smiled at you without knowing why. He's been speaking through moments of silence, through sudden peace, through the feeling that something greater is trying to reach you. And he's whispering now again, don't skip me this time. Let me in. Let me carry what's crushing you. Let me hold what's haunting you. Let me remind you that you're not too far gone. The unexpected thing that's coming isn't chaos. It's clarity. It's peace that doesn't ask for permission. It's favor that doesn't require approval. It's a door opening that no human hand can shut. But it's not just the blessing, it's what he wants to do inside of you before it arrives. He wants to prepare your heart for what your eyes haven't seen. To heal the places you've buried so deep, you forgot they still hurt. To return your joy, not because your situation changed, but because you remembered who holds you through every situation. God doesn't work on deadlines, but heaven does have divine timings. And this window you're standing in, is holy. It's specific. And it's about you. Yes, you, the one who almost didn't open this. The one who's wondering if it's too late. The one who's learned how to survive without asking for much anymore. He sees that. He knows. And that's why he's reaching again. Because he still believes in you. He still believes in the future he wrote with your name written across it in gold. He still believes in your story. And do you know what else he wants you to know? That the tears you cried in private watered something sacred. That the pain you endured became the soil for something holy. That the very thing you thought disqualified you is what he's going to use to lift others. You are not forgotten. You are not skipped. You are not ignored. You are the reason this message exists. You are standing on sacred ground right now, not because of where you are physically, but because of what's stirring inside you spiritually. The Father has been reaching, not just with open arms, but with open wounds, the kind of love that bleeds to heal you. You've skipped past so many quiet miracles. You've missed so many gentle signs, not because you were careless, but because the world got loud, heavy, urgent. But he's never once left the doorway of your life. He didn't flinch when you doubted. He didn't pull away when you got distracted. He didn't grow weary when you said, "Not now, God." He waited, holding every second like it was a heartbeat, whispering, "My child will hear me when their spirit is ready." And now your spirit is ready. God knows how weary your soul has grown pretending to be strong. He knows how you pour into others even when your own cup is nearly empty. He knows the sound of your silent cries, the ones no one sees. And today, he doesn't want to fix you. He wants to fill you. He doesn't want to rush you. He wants to rest with you. Because he never created you for endless performance. He created you for presence. His presence. And right now, his presence is hovering over you like a cloud, soft, calm, warm, ready to heal what you didn't think could still be touched. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That strange pull to pause. That ache that doesn't feel like pain, but like a longing for something you can't name. That's him. Reaching. Again. Not because you missed the last chance. but because he loves you too much to let this moment pass without trying again. He's not angry that you skipped before. He's not tired of asking. In fact, every moment you feel this divine whisper, it's proof that he still believes you'll say yes. Even now. Even with only a few minutes left in this sacred opening. Heaven is closer than you think. And not because of miracles that shake the earth, but because of gentle reminders that shake your heart. You've been stronger than most people realize. You've carried more than you've admitted. But God is saying, you weren't meant to carry it alone. Let me in now. Let me hold the parts of you that no one else sees. Let me wrap my presence around the wounds you don't talk about. Let me show you that your story isn't finished. There is still a chapter waiting to be written, one not marked by struggle but by surrender. One not framed by fear but by fire. The kind of holy fire that burns away doubt, shame, guilt, and replaces it with clarity, peace, and purpose. The kind of story where you no longer perform to be loved, you live because you already are. And the unexpected thing that's coming? It's not far. It's not delayed. It's being held back only long enough for your heart to open wide enough to carry it. It's the job you didn't apply for. The relationship you stopped hoping for. The restoration you didn't think was possible. The joy you forgot how to feel. It's all tied to this moment, this space of divine alignment, this place of yes. God is not warning you with this message. He's wooing you. Because his heart for you has never stopped beating. Not once. And even now, as you sit in this sacred silence, something inside you knows, he's here. Really here. Not watching from above, but kneeling beside you. Whispering, I still love you. I still want you. And I'm still writing beauty from your brokenness. So breathe. Lean in. Say yes. Because when you do, the heaven that's been waiting for your attention will move toward you with miracles that no hand can block. Not because you're perfect. But because he is faithful. Type Amen if you feel God sitting with you right now, restoring what life has drained. God is not looking at your hands to see what you've built. He's looking at your heart to see what you've been hiding. The loneliness that no one knows. The exhaustion behind your smile. The ache that you carry even in your laughter. And still, he calls you mine. Still, he shows up in the quiet corners of your day, placing peace like soft petals where your soul has been bruised. He doesn't shout. He whispers. And his whisper is strong enough to break chains the world could never see. His love isn't delayed. It's just waiting for your yes. One honest, surrendered, tear-soaked yes. That's all it takes. You've been running on empty, not because you don't believe, but because you've forgotten how to receive. You've given so much of yourself to everyone else that your heart is now a field of wilted flowers waiting for heaven's rain. But today, rain is coming. In the form of grace. In the form of unexpected answers. In the form of divine alignment that will bring you back to yourself. And to him. He's not demanding that you fix everything. He's just asking you to feel again. To trust again. To believe, not in what you see, but in the gentle voice inside that's never stopped saying, you're not too far. I'm still here. There are some things God has protected you from that you never knew were near. There were decisions you thought you made by logic that were actually his hand redirecting your path. You didn't miss your chance. You didn't ruin your future. You were being rerouted, not rejected. You thought he wasn't answering, but he was rearranging. And now the air is changing around you. A new season is quietly waking up. One filled with clarity. With divine connections. With joy that flows without explanation. And you are being invited to be present for it. Not in pieces. Not pretending. But fully, honestly, beautifully whole. What's coming next for you is not small. It's sacred. But to carry it, your hands must be empty. That's why certain things have fallen apart. That's why some people walked away. That's why the doors you begged to stay open were closed. Because God is making room. Room for the kind of blessings that don't compete with your peace. Room for love that doesn't come with confusion. Room for purpose that doesn't wear you down, it lifts you. Room for healing that reaches not just your body, but your memory, your emotions, your spirit. And through it all, He has never stopped reaching. Through the disappointments, the delays, the heartache you don't talk about, He's been there. Every breath you took when you didn't think you could get up again, He counted it holy. Every tear you cried when you thought no one understood, He collected it. Every prayer you couldn't finish because of the lump in your throat, He completed it for you. He's not just your God. He's your refuge. And today, He wants you to know, you're not forgotten. You're not skipped. You're not too late. The unexpected blessing that's on the way isn't a reward for doing everything right, it's a reminder that even when you did everything wrong, His grace still covered you. He doesn't need your strength. He needs your surrender. The kind of surrender that says, I don't know how, but I trust you. The kind that opens your heart again, even after disappointment. The kind that lets go of what's not yours anymore, so He can place in your hands what has always been meant for you. This is not just a message, it's a moment. A moment where heaven is leaning toward you. A moment where peace is being offered instead of pressure. A moment where God is not asking you to be more, but inviting you to be still, so you can hear Him say it again, I never stopped loving you. You are still the one I want. Let me surprise you now, type Amen, if your spirit feels that something sacred is being written in your heart. You've walked through seasons where your soul whispered quietly, God, are you still with me? And though no thunder answered, no sky opened, no miracle broke through that very hour, He never left. Every second you've survived was proof that His presence never stepped away. Even when you couldn't feel it. Even when your faith flickered. Even when you skipped the signs and scrolled past the sacred. He stayed. Because His love does not measure worth the way the world does. His love holds you when you're too tired to pray. His love fights for you when you don't even know you're in a battle. His love waits at the door even when you stop knocking. And now, something divine is leaning over your life. Heaven is closer than ever. The breath of God is moving across the timeline of your soul and saying, enough. Enough of the self-doubt. Enough of the delay. Enough of thinking you're not worthy of the very things I've written with your name on them. Enough of surviving in silence. Enough of missing my voice because the noise of the world got louder than my whisper. Now is the moment where your heart comes alive again, not by force, but by permission. Not by pressure, but by peace.